Hey, buddy. Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. So it's Monday morning here, and we got some eBay orders going out. So we're in the process of pulling and packing. So let's go ahead and see what people are buying here. Late summer, August 2022. This is a vintage corduroy Whiskey Pete's Casino in Nevada snapback hat, sold for $29.85. These Rock Revival women's shorts. You can see the tag right there. This is a really good brand to look out for. These sold for $37.85. Picked these up for $1 at a yard sale. Pretty sweet Sammy Hagar and the Wabos Tours t-shirt from 2006, sold for 25 bucks. Nice Snap-on Tools hoodie, sold for 30 bucks. Pretty cool sale here. This is a Transformers Coronation Starscream, new in box. The box was open, but it is brand new. This sold for $37 plus shipping. Sold this lot of 3 vintage dinosaur puzzles. They're 81 pieces each. They are complete. I did have to go ahead and count them, but it only took a second. Picked each one of these up for $25 at a yard sale last weekend, and they sold as a lot for $23.40. Sold this vintage Canon camera lens for $35 plus shipping. This Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings t-shirt went out for $21.59. This isn't super old, so it's not very valuable or anything, but pretty cool graphic on that one. Really awesome sale here. This is a vintage Garfield 35mm camera, new in the package. I did remove the batteries just because they were old and starting to corrode, nothing serious, but picked this up at a yard sale last weekend for $3, and I sold it for $28.99. This went international, so the buyer paid some crazy amount of shipping through the global shipping program. They were all in like $70+, but pretty cool. I really like this thing. Sold this Canon VL3. It's like a little video light that goes on top of your camera. Sold this for $16.16. Came out of a bunch of camera stuff that I bought a while back. So I sold this Taxi Driver movie t-shirt. So this is from like the early 2000s. It's on the Gildan tag, $57. Pretty awesome sale there. So I'm almost done pulling and packing orders for today, but just had another sale come in, and it's too good not to mention. I think this honestly might be my most profitable flip on a single sale. I've definitely made more profit on like large lots of items that I've purchased at one time, but on one single sale, I think this might be my most profitable. And it is something that is kind of out of the ordinary for me. So here it is right here. So I sold this vintage sterling silver salad serving set for a pretty crazy amount of money. You may be surprised to hear it. So you can tell it's got some pretty intricate designs on there. I picked these up at a Goodwill in Arizona for 99 cents each. They are sterling silver. It's stamped sterling on the inside there. These are actually vintage Navajo sterling silver salad serving utensils, and I did some research before listing them, and I had them listed for a pretty crazy number. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, I got an offer for $500. So I did go ahead and accept. It's pretty insane. I paid $2 for these and sold them for $500. So it appears to me that the person who purchased this item has their own store in New Mexico where they sell jewelry and other kind of like fine goods. I'm sure to the right buyer that this definitely has a little bit more value than what I sold it for. I did do some research beforehand, so you know, I don't think I was too far off, but I'm sure there is still some money to be made for the right person. To me, they're really not worth a whole lot, so I'll gladly take the money and be able to invest that into more inventory. Pretty cool sale there, and just wanted to share that with you guys. All right, Salvation Army, next stop. See if we can find anything cool. 1998 Pokemon Meowth figure for 59 cents. Gotta grab it. This is a super good camera. It's a Samsung NX1000. It's a tiny bit banged up. I'll have to test it out, but even for parts, it's worth like 70 bucks, and it is $6 here, so we'll be making some money. Mountain Hardwear blue fully down puffer vest, $4. Spent 32 bucks, got a big bag of stuff. Go ahead and go over it as I unload it into the car. Don't mind the mess. I'm moving, so we got a bunch of boxes, but anyway, these are super cool. They're not vintage, but they are Atlanta 1996 shorts made by, what brand was it? Gateway. Never heard of it, but Atlanta 1996, the vintage stuff does pretty well, so I'm sure I could probably get like 20 bucks for these. Matco Tools jacket. Stephen Barry's Ohio State hoodie. So these things actually surprisingly do sell pretty decent on eBay. They go for like anywhere 20 to 45 bucks. So for the price I'm paying here, we'll pick it up. In-N-Out Burger, California t-shirt with the cool graphic on the back. Always like finding these. They go pretty quick. People like that stuff. Gotta wash this, but it is a women's Mountain Hardwear fleece. Pretty nice. Last but not least, probably the best find of today is these Georgia boots. They're steel toe, very heavy duty leather. Super nice. Like the bottoms are in great condition still. Gotta get cleaned up just a little bit, but overall, super nice. Doesn't seem like they've been worn a whole lot. And I think I can get like 60 to 70 bucks for these. So it's Thursday morning. Just happened across the yard sale, which is kind of rare, or at least for me. I don't really go looking for yard sales much on Thursdays, but got this really cool REI hat. Really like this patch. Perfect condition pair of Merrell's hiking shoes. These appear like they've hardly been worn at all, which is pretty awesome. And then I picked up this new inbox Microsoft Wireless Desktop 2000 keyboard. I wasn't able to look this stuff up because my phone was almost dead, but brand new sealed. I figured I'd probably do all right on it. It's another Friday morning, and that means we're going to hit up some yard sales. Got kind of a rough route that I planned out last night, so we'll see what happens, but it's always exciting, and take you along with us. If we find anything cool, we'll definitely let you know, so let's do it. What's up, guys? So I might have just came up on some pretty crazy stuff at this yard sale. Absolutely insane. I was like a half hour late. There were a ton of people here, and I don't know how I got this stuff, but I was just grabbing stuff because everything was so cheap, and the lines, there were just people everywhere. So starting it off, Simpsons 2002 mini trash can, 75 cents. Bunch of Mighty Max figures, which I just quickly looked up like one or two of them, and they go for like 30 bucks each. Mighty Max little house type thing or whatever, like that. I don't even know, dude. But ton of vintage Power Rangers stuff. So I don't even know. I'll have to go through it when I get home. And then this is the crazy part. I honestly didn't even check if these are all in here yet, but if they are, I'm gonna go insane. But look at all this. In-box Sega Genesis games. I pray that they're in here. I mean, look at this stuff. Absolutely insane. I paid $5 for this whole box. Absolutely freaking crazy. I pray to God they're in here. And what is this? I don't think I actually got the system, but I got this thing. Sega Genesis instruction manual, 6-pack. All these freaking games. Let's just check and see if any of these are in here. So here's Sonic 3 the Hedgehog. Oh yeah, baby. It's in there. So we might have just come up real big. I paid $20 for all this stuff. Absolutely freaking crazy. This one has a $54 price tag on it. Hope it's in here. It's in there. Absolutely crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 20 games plus some accessories for $5. Freaking crazy. That was the craziest yard sale I've been to in a while. Kind of upset I missed out on a box of vintage wrestling figures, and I know that I missed out on vintage Beetlejuice plush, but for as many people that were there, I made out pretty good. I can't believe that I even got the stuff that I did. 20 bucks for all those Sega Genesis games. Thank you to whoever put that Cabbage Patch Kids doll right on top of that box of Sega games, because there's no way that would have still been there if it weren't hidden. So, woo! All right, y'all. So we're back home. I have to say, that was probably the craziest yard sale that I've ever been to. I mean, just look at all this stuff. Look at this. Box. Just crazy amounts of stuff. Okay, so I went to 3 yard sales. It was a Friday morning. First 2 absolute duds. I got to one like 15 minutes early, politely waited in the car till they started because they were like super adamant on starting on time. Walk up and they just had a bunch of overpriced junk. They were trying to sell like boxes of old Christmas lights for 50 bucks, just absolute craziness. So I didn't have a whole lot of hope for the rest of the day. And somehow we stumbled upon this. So I think I said earlier that, that I showed up 30 minutes late for the yard sale. Actually not true. I'm not giving myself enough credit. I showed up on time. It's just that the yard sale was advertised as starting at 9:30, which is kind of a weird time to start, but people showed up like way before that when we're already digging through stuff. I imagine people had been there for 30 minutes already, and I'm just absolutely shocked. You know, there were probably 30 people crammed in this little garage, and I still managed to find all this stuff. It does kill me to think about the stuff that I missed, because I saw a guy taking out a full complete in-box Nintendo Wii, which isn't that crazy, but there was like a full box of vintage wrestling action figures, just a bunch of cool stuff. I saw like an old Beetlejuice plush with the pull string on the back. I know that goes for some good money, but hey, I can't be too upset. I got all this stuff. So first of all, we're gonna go through this box of Sega stuff. So I paid, you will not believe this, the sticker's still on here, $5 for the whole box. $5 for an entire box of Sega games. I don't understand it. You don't even have to be a reseller to know that these have to be worth more than $5, but hey, if you're trying to clear out your garage, you're trying to clear out your garage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run through these games, and yes, they're all in here. Most of them are complete in box with the manuals and all that stuff, but I'm going to pop some comparable prices of eBay sold listings up as I go through. So these are eBay listings that have sold within the past 90 days, just to kind of give you a rough idea of kind of the prices things are going for these days. So let's get into it. First of all, got the Sega Genesis 32X. So this sticks right into the top of the old Sega Genesis system. Pretty cool. Just this little adapter piece for the neck alone goes for like $50. So absolutely insane. Cool, I won't be able to test this out because I don't have the cables, but I mean, we're talking good money right here. So this is amazing. Some of them aren't super impressive, but some of them are pretty good. So FIFA 97. We've got Nickelodeon, Real Monsters. Awesome, I used to love this show as a kid, so this is pretty sweet. Lion King. We've got Spider-Man. This is Sonic Spinball. Primal Rage. For the 32X, we've got Star Wars Arcade. Mickey Mania. We've got Taz in Escape from Mars. This is just so cool. So having so much nostalgia going through this. I didn't even have a Sega growing up, but I did watch like a lot of these shows. So this is a Ren and Stimpy game. Pretty crazy. Earthworm Jim 2. Pretty awesome. This game is pretty valuable. This is Booger Man, a pick and flick adventure. Never heard of it, but got one now. Pretty awesome. Sonic 3D Blast. We've got Toy Story. Vector Man 2. Mortal Kombat 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Can't forget about Sonic 3. Caesar's Palace. Batman Forever. And then to end it, we've got the Sega Genesis 6-pack with the manuals. This one has 6 different games on it. Sonic the Hedgehog, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Revenge of Shinobi, and there's a sticker covering the rest of them. So I don't know, but pretty sick. So if that wasn't crazy enough, there's more. I spent 20 bucks for all this stuff. Absolutely crazy, but I got a whole bunch of Mighty Max toys. So this was like this is a little cartoon from the 90s. I didn't actually watch the show as a kid, but I've definitely heard of it. Anybody out there watch Mighty Max? But this is cool. So this thing, it's like a play set, opens up. I've got all the figures for all this stuff in different bags. So like this alone here with all the figures goes for like $100, maybe a little bit more. So I paid $3 for this little piece here. And I've got like all these little play sets here. So these all open up. All these little Mighty Max play sets here. I'll show you what I mean. So they open up and they come with like little figures. These are so cool. I've got a bunch of these. Some are more valuable than others, but like this one here with all the figures goes for 50 bucks. A lot of these go for anywhere between like $35 and $50. These two here were from McDonald's, so I don't think they're super valuable, but I'll probably sell them in a lot together and, you know, get 15, 20 bucks for them. So a bunch of Mighty Max stuff. bunch of figures. I'm honestly still going through this stuff. Like there's a bunch of like loose random parts and pieces too, which you can still sell on eBay. There's good money in that stuff as well. And then to top it all off, if that wasn't good enough, I've got a whole bunch of vintage Power Rangers toys. So I've got like a whole box of random parts and pieces too. So 20 bucks for absolutely everything that you see here. I've got tons and tons of like just miscellaneous parts. Using the Google Lens app on my phone, I've already started kind of going through everything. And just like random little replacement parts, let's show you here. So like, here's just like a helmet here. This is worth like $30. So all these random little pieces and parts, you know, collectors are looking for these to replace pieces that they didn't have on their current collections, or pieces that are broken or missing from their current collections. So all these little pieces are worth like, you know, $15 to $40 each, depending on the piece. And then I've just got like all sorts of different action figures here. So I definitely watched Power Rangers as a kid, but I'm not like a huge toy collector these days, but I'm learning a ton, and this stuff is just so cool for me. There's so much nostalgia. But like this guy here is worth like 70 to 100 bucks, you know, depending on what all is included. Just got all these different figures and different parts. You know, I think all of these were like sold separately and they all fit together to make this giant thing, but it's just crazy. I'm not a huge toy collector, but I can certainly appreciate this stuff. So, I mean, it's just absolutely unreal. I've got some Power Rangers action figures and like little micro machines. So I don't even know. We're just kind of scratching the surface on the value of this stuff. But I've already comped out all the video games and come up with an estimate of like 900 bucks on just the video games. So that's gross eBay sales. Of course, there's shipping fees, eBay fees, stuff like that I'm gonna have to deduct for my net profit, but I'm certainly gonna be making some good money on this. There's no question about it. So honestly, this might have been one of my favorite hauls of all time from a yard sale. I don't see how it couldn't be. For 20 bucks, all this cool vintage toys, and this stuff is like highly sought after, so it's gonna sell quick. And it's just so fun to like list and go through, because I'm mostly a clothing seller. So going through and like listing action figures, not only is it quicker, also helping me to learn what to keep an eye out for as I'm out picking in the future. I really think I'm gonna be able to get north of 1,200 bucks for all this stuff once it's all said and done, once everything's sold off, maybe even more. I honestly don't know. So much fun, so much to learn, so much money to be made. So I think that's it. I'm gonna get back to it, doing some researching, listing, all that good stuff. So as usual, we really appreciate you watching. Hope you had fun. Catch you on the next one. See ya.